So, you know, one of the trends on TikTok or Instagram Reels where it's like, oh wait, I can do that better. Well, I had that epiphany the other day when I was doing a Facebook Live, and once I realized where I was placing the left chest, I immediately thought, oh wait, I can do that better. So we are redoing one of the garments that we did on a recent Facebook Live, and I'm gonna do it better. We talk about location a lot here at Stahls, and we talk about changing things up. So instead of doing the left chest placement, we are going to do a unique placement down at the hip, right? So this is the sweatshirt that we did. You can see we have the left chest placement. Well, we're going to do it down by the bottom band of this crop hoodie, and I'm going to show you how we can make this better. What's up, everyone? I'm Kelly Walters, and we are redoing an item that we recently decorated. And let me just preface this by saying I absolutely loved how the back of the garment came out, which was the main focus of the content. So we were showing how to create a drop shadow effect and almost trying to create a look of layering on top of metallic, which you cannot do. Now, this was the artwork that we used, and yes, we're using it again today because it just turned out awesome. If you want to see the beginning, the end, how to create the artwork, go back to that Facebook Live and YouTube Live that we did, and you can see how we created the artwork, and the transfers are the same here. Now, the difference is instead of us using a left chest placement, I'm actually going to pop this on the sleeve because it's a unique location, but we are doing a 7-inch flower right here at the hip instead of doing the left chest. Now, not only is this going to bring the front of the garment to life, we are going to trim down the transfer and butt it right up to the seam. And this is just really going to bring this garment to life. And I cannot believe I didn't think about doing this on the live. So it's funny that once you create something, you kind of have this vision on how you can make it better. So we're just going to call this a 2.0, right? We're just going to take it up a notch. Now, there's nothing wrong with the left chest placement. It's great. It's super easy, and it gives us the focus of the back. But we want to change the front to have more of a focus and play off of the back. And the more locations, the higher the price point, and it elevates the garment. So elevated garments mean you can warrant a higher price. So we are using a soft flock in the light pink, and then CAD cut metallic in gold. So we've already got our transfers cut, weeded. This is the one we're going to use on the sleeve, and then I have the 7-inch already at the press. All right, so we are at our autoclam. I'm using the 11 by 15 platen, and we are going to start by printing that bottom left hip location. Now, I do want to just quickly pre-press to make sure we've got the correct pressure and, of course, any type of wrinkles or moisture out of the garment. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is take our flower design. So like I said, this is a 7-inch flower, and I'm going to slide it so I can match it up. I don't want this flower to go over the seams. You could easily press it like this, but I don't want that. That's not the look that we're going for today. And one of the beautiful things about heat transfer products and vinyl is that you could go over the seams, but that's not the effect that we want. So we want to take our scissors and we're just going to trim down our flower. And I'm just following along the seam here. We're going to save that. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. We want the flour to look like it is just popping out. And the best way to do that is just trim it and customize your print. Now we could easily take those pieces that we cut and we could put them on other parts of the garment, just to almost make it seem like it's a pattern versus a logo or a decal or a transfer on the garment. Now the next thing that we want to do is, this would be a perfect time to also use a pillow. So I'm probably just going to slide that in there. That way our seams, if they fall off of the press, which is, you know, ideally what we want, in this particular case, we need the seams to go in the pillow so we can get it, you know, the best type of press possible. All right, so I grabbed one of our printing pillows and we're going to stick that in to our item, our hoodie. And then I am just going to pivot just a little bit. Instead of having our flour off to the side, I can bump it to the middle, seeing that our seams are going to go into our pillow versus stay right on top of the platen. So as you can see, now we've got this lineup of our flour. And when we peel the carrier, it's going to look like it was almost sewn in to those seams. All right, this is going to apply at 285 for 8 to 10 seconds. I'm going to adjust our pressure just a little bit since we have added a pillow. And then when our press is complete, the heating element will go ahead and pop up. Now, like I said, this is a cold peel, so we are going to just move our garment and go ahead and press our sleeve. All right, so our seams, we've got an under seam and then of course the seam throughout the wrist are going to go into our pillow. And I'm just going to take that small flour that we would have originally used for that left chest, and I am going to place it right on the wrist. Now I still want to make sure that my garment is as smooth as possible. Just because we're using a pillow doesn't mean we should have bunched fabric everywhere. Again, cover sheet, I'm going to loosen up our pressure a little bit more since we've added more material underneath. And same thing, this is going to be a cold peel. So we will just let that sit and then go ahead and head to the back. All right, so what I've done is actually lined up both transfers. As you can see, we've got our metallic gold and our soft flock, and I have creased the middle. So by doing both of these together, since this is an offset with a drop shadow effect, I wanted to know where the center was as with the whole design. So that's why we've put the two designs together and then found the middle from there. So when we do our metallic first, I'll know exactly where the crease of the center is. So I'm going to go about 5 fingers down, and then I'm going to use that center line of the hood and just follow it all the way up. And of course, I am just going to make sure that it looks like it's in the middle as well. Pull this over just a little bit. Now, because we're layering our materials, remember, we only want to tack down, and then when we finish with our soft flock, we will go in for the full amount. I'm actually going to pre-press this first, and we need to increase our pressure. All right, now we are ready to go. Let's go back to where we were. Finding that line. All right, cover sheet. This one's only going to press for about 6 seconds. Now, this is a cold peel, so what we're going to do is actually go back to the front. Peel this. Come over to our sleeve. Peel that. This is still pretty warm, so we'll give it just a couple more minutes. All right, now that we got the back peeled, let's put our garment back on our platen. And then now what I'm going to do to help align everything a little bit easier is to actually follow the dots in our flowers. Once those are center, everything else should just fall into place. We shouldn't have any spaces in our shadow effect because our circles or our dots are fitting nicely into our flowers. All right, now this is gonna finish for the full 15 seconds on which soft flock applies for. And again, once our time is up, our heating element is going to automatically lift. Now, soft flock is a warm peel. So we just wanna make sure that it's warm to the touch. And then we can peel our transfer. We're pulling up just a little bit of our metallic. And I noticed some of these are actually off. Okay, let's go check this out. All right, so here's how the garment turned out. Simply by changing the location, right, and keeping that same design, we've now taken the overall look of this hoodie to a whole new level. Now, this was the hoodie before, right? And this was the hoodie after. Now don't forget, we did add that little sleeve embellishment, so it was another fun location. You could have easily put it on the hood, or you could have popped it up on the shoulder and kind of done the same effect. You could have gone crazy and put daisies all over the front of this and really just created a pattern for the back or front and a pattern saying for the back. Same design on the back, we didn't change anything with that. So that remained the same. Now you could have a little bit more fun with this and change the daisy color. You could also incorporate another material to make it a 3 different type of mixed media, whether it is glitter flake or even taking just a matte standard material like a Premium Plus or even Ultra Weed. Super simple, and while it looks like it is a custom size to that specific area, all we had to do was take some scissors and trim down those areas. Now, remember, you can print over the seams, so if you don't want to take that extra time to trim it down, you do not have to. This was fun. I'm so glad that we got to go to the 2.0 version. It was just one of those things that after it was complete, I just went, I know I could have done it better and made it look with more of a wow factor. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm glad you got to tune in to the 2.0. Now I'm just curious what else we've done that we could change it and elevate it and make it even better. I'll see you next time.